How do you do? Mr. Carl Lemley feels it would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. We are about to unfold the story of Frankenstein, a man of science who sought to create a man after his own image without reckoning upon God. It is one of the strangest tales ever told. It deals with the two great mysteries of creation, life and death. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Katie.
You are listening to Not-Stalgia,
The podcast that's sometimes cobbled together from little different parts of things.
Kate, have you ever seen the movie Frankenstein?
I have not. I have for sure not.
Me neither. Wow. Let's watch this movie together for the first time together. I like it.
As husband and wife.
Wow. Kate, the name Frankenstein is an old German name. It originates because there were people known as the Franks who lived around the lower Rhine River in Germany, possibly earlier than the 3rd century. This is an ancient, old people.
Old people.
These are some old people. The origin of the name Franks is disputed. Possibly it means free or fierce. Anyway, Stein means stone. So throughout Germany, there's these old German castles and buildings that are sometimes called like the people's name and the syllable Stein or Steen after it. And in this case, Frankenstein would be some stone castles built by or for the Frankish people. Also, there's something called the House of Frankenstein, which is a noble house established in Germany in the 1200s.
I thought that might be like where you go to get your hair cut if you're spooky.
Some of the founders of the House of Frankenstein either had the name Frankenstein to begin with, or they took the name after they joined this noble house. I don't know anything about this idea of like noble orders and noble houses. I don't really know what that is, but there's some history.
Your research, son.
This is my research. One of the Frankenstein castles, Kate, was built in the 1200s by members of the House of Frankenstein. It's on the edge of the Aldenwald Mountains, overlooking the town of Darmstadt. In the 1600s, it was rumored that Johann Conrad Dippel performed occult experiments in this Frankenstein castle, including...
Here's my question. Why can't people just lay off the occult experiments?
One of his experiments was on cadavers, and it was known as a soul transference experiment, thinking that you could... I still don't understand. I read a lot about this, and I still could not get the answer. How do you transfer souls of dead bodies? Maybe he was trying to transfer living souls into the dead bodies.
Into the bodies.
I think he was trying to transfer the souls between two dead bodies, though, and that doesn't make sense to me. No wonder it didn't work.
Yeah, way to go, Blurkish. What's his name?
This castle, Dippel.
Way to go, Dipple.
This castle was pretty spooky. It was called the Frankenstein Castle. That was its name. And it was hard to get to. It was like up there on the edge of the mountains, and like it overlooked a town. So it had a creepy vibe, and locals like to tell tall tales, either based on these real experiments, and then it kind of expanded from there. And that's the 1600s. Mary Shelley was born in London in 1797. Her father was a well-known author and political activist and anarchist. A lot of his writings were like in support of anarchy. His name was William Godwin. As such, Shelley grew up around writers and had ambitions to be an author from a young age. When she was 17 or 18, Shelley went on a trip through Germany. At one point, she stayed in a village that was 10 miles from that Frankenstein castle with the cadavers and the soul transference rumors. That had all happened, like 200 years before she was there, but those are the rumors about it. There's no evidence.
And before the internet, the news cycle was a lot slower, so people were like, man, 200 years ago, this guy did some f***ed up shit, and we're still talking about it. I'm not even talking about things that happened yesterday in 2023, A
valid point. There's no evidence she actually visited the castle, but it's speculated that she heard rumors about it. Like
girlfriend
she probably
heard about it.
Yeah. There's no proof, but the fact that she writes this book with this stuff with that name is probably. She did later write that during this same trip, not at that part of it, but other parts of it when she wasn't so close to the castle, her travel companions talked a lot about the occult. But it was the early 1800s, so what else was there to talk about?
What else was there to talk about? Famine, potato, like a dead cart horse that you saw on the road. Like, the occult is much more fun. Like your cousin who just died of mumps, Like, The farm boy who stepped on a nail and then died in pain 5 days later. Like, there's a lot. The occult is fun. The occult is cool and sexy and mysterious, you know?
After this trip, Mary
What else are you
Shelley
talking about?
she had a contest with her future husband, Percy. Can you pronounce his middle name for me?
Is it Biss?
B-Y-S-S-H-E?
Yeah.
Biss?
Bish?
Beith? Percy Beith Shelley. So there's 3 of them in the contest. Mary Shelley. Her name's not Shelley yet.
Yep.
But Percy and Lord Byron. They were friends. The 3 of them were just friends.
Oh, sure. They were just friends.
Percy and Lord
All
Byron.
All 3 of them. Totally platonic, chill, cool friends. You ever seen Cabaret?
Percy and Lord Byron I didn't really know about these guys, but they're 2 extremely well-known English romantic poets.
Yes.
For this short story, who could write the scariest short story contest? Just for fun.
And who's judging it?
These were just them. It was just fun. It was
But
just
they all know who wrote
this
it.
throuple of friends did.
They all know who
And
wrote it. It's like...
Mary wrote Frankenstein.
Of course
for
she
the
did.
contest.
What'd the other 2 write?
She didn't have to go that hard. Didn't say. Couldn't find it.
Wasn't as scary.
Wasn't as good. And if you don't know, us or the listeners, the story, her Frankenstein story she wrote, is a story about a doctor seemingly named after that castle who performs experiments on cadavers. It was published because her short story was so good in their contest, she was encouraged to publish it. It was published in the full title, Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus. Anonymously, it was published originally in 1818, we think because...
Yeah, because she had a
was woman.
vagina.
Shelley's name began appearing on it in 1821, so only 3 years later. So it's not like it took 100 years for her to get her credit.
All right.
Although, you're going to love this, it had mixed reviews at the time, including a lot of cases where the anonymously published version got really good reviews, and then the version with her name on it got worse reviews.
Welcome to womanhood, Tyler. It's sucked for us forever.
Part of the reason this book is so famous is because it's kind of considered the first, real sci-fi book where the science is grounded in a cloak of plausibility. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? As opposed to just craziness.
Yeah, you have spooky stories before this, right? And you have, people rising from their graves before this, but you don't have, reanimated corpses with, electricity before this.
Bingo. So that's why it's so huge.
Cool.
It creates kind of the whole sci-fi genre. Exactly. There's no magic involved. The first play adaptation was staged in 1823 right away. Seems to be a theme with these books, they become plays instantly. And then...
Well, yeah, because they're spooky and cool.
There were 3 silent film adaptations before Universal Pictures got their hand on it. There was Frankenstein in 1910, Life Without a Soul in 1915, and then my favorite title, the Italian version, Il Monstro di Frankenstein in 1921. After Dracula was released in 1931, it was a huge hit, and Universal Pictures immediately started making more horror movies. Frankenstein was the next one they made. It also came out in 1931, several months after Dracula. Frankenstein premiered on November 21st, 1931. It was directed by James Whale. It was written by Garrett Fort. He was the writer of Dracula, along with Francis Edward Farrago, Robert Florey, and John Russell. Bela Lugosi, was originally supposed to be in this movie. He's not. He wanted to play the doctor, but Universal wanted him to play the monster. And allegedly, he was fine. I think that was a little bit of a blow to his ego. But at first he's okay, fine. But then he read the script and saw that the monster didn't have as much pathos as it did in the book. They kind of dumbed it down a little, so he allegedly angrily quit. Although
because, in the book, he's really...
I don't know how stripped down it is here.
Okay, well, we're going to find out.
I don't know how dumbed down, but in the book, he's got a lot of...
Yeah, he's got depth.
Did you read the book?
I think so. Many years ago.
I feel like we had to read it in school. I didn't read it.
You know what I mean? He's got depth. You really empathize with this monster person thing.
Right. So I think Bela, when he had read the book and was okay, fine, I'll be the monster. This is actually a juicy role. And then...
Well, and then...
He didn't like the script.
Obviously, after all the scene chewing he got to do in Dracula. He chewed scenery, but not necks. He didn't even bite a single neck in that movie, and I was very disappointed.
This doctor gets to ham it up. I think he would have liked to do it. There's contradicting reports that he didn't quit. He got fired because the director didn't like him for it, but we'll never know.
It was too much widow speak, I think.
Instead, the monster...
And it would be confusing, right? You'd be I saw Dracula. Why is Dracula also Frankenstein?
Yes. It would be confusing, though you're going to find out as we get further into this October, Kate, and we see more Universal monster movies. Bela Lugosi does play Frankenstein eventually, not in this movie.
Of course he does.
There's a lot of monster swapping among these actors. Instead, since Bela Lugosi is not in this film, Boris Karloff is cast. Boris Karloff was born William Henry Pratt in England in 1887. Karloff was considered, it's actually kind of cool, Anglo-Indian, as both of his parents have some Indian ancestry, like related to that whole colonization thing that wasn't so good. So he's part Indian, part English. His aunt, this is a side note, was Anna Leonowens, who The King and I is based on. Like the main, that's the name of the main woman in The King and I. That's her. His real life aunt is that woman.
Fascinating.
Anyway, he moved to Canada as a young man and bounced around Canada and the US trying to make it as a stage actor. He changed his stage name to Boris Karloff because it sounded more interesting, I guess.
It does sound much more interesting.
He was doing manual labor gigs to pay the bills, though, because he's a pretty big guy.
Big guy,
He's a hefty
big
guy.
forehead that could move mountains.
So he's doing like heavy labor and trying to break into acting. Around 1919, he finds himself in LA. He starts acting small roles in silent films. He makes dozens and dozens of silent films, but he is just like a background guy, an extra.
Yeah, like big man chopping hay.
He's still breaking his back doing labor on the side as his full-time job. Finally, though, his big break is being cast in Frankenstein. Some little pieces of trivia that I think will help our viewing. There's a famously censored scene where the monster throws a little girl into a lake, causing her to drown. You said, I think on our Dracula episode, we talked about the Hays Code, how it didn't exist yet. It still doesn't exist. It doesn't start until 1934, but individual states prior to that had their own censorship boards that would demand cuts, which is really weird. So there might be different versions of the movie in different states, and then eventually the Hays Code kind of just makes it easier for the studios to not have to do that. Unfortunately, it results in more censorship. Some states had the drowning scene edited or cut out, but some states also demanded to take out the scene where the monster is first created because the doctor screams, "Now I know what it feels like to be God." And they thought that was blasphemous because, of course, separation of church and state. States were saying, we're going to demand blasphemous stuff be removed for our movies because they wanted us to live in a theocracy. Weirdly, once the Hays Code went into effect, movies made before the code had to be edited to meet the new requirements to be reissued, like if they're going to screen again. So the drowning scene was totally cut out. And crazily, in hindsight, to do this, Universal Studios just took the original camera negative, like the actual thing they filmed it on, and just took scissors and cut it out. So for a long time, it was thought that scene was lost forever, but somebody found a copy in the 80s. There was like another okay quality copy from a reel that was being screened in theaters at the time. And it's since been restored. I believe, we'll find out when we get there, but I believe it's in the version we're watching. You'll see. The movie was a hit. Universal's decided to keep making monster movies. They kept this train going. Frankenstein gets several direct sequels, not all with Boris Karloff, though, but someone playing the monster. Bride of Frankenstein in 1935. Son of Frankenstein in 1939. Ghost of Frankenstein in 1942. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman in 1943. House of Frankenstein in 1944, and so on. Of course, the character has continued to exist as a force in pop culture to this day, but he's a pop culture icon, and much like Coca-Cola, how they created the modern image of Santa Claus, all of these monsters, especially Dracula and Frankenstein, like they look the way they look in our minds because of how Universal made them. As you'll see here, the iconic Frankenstein look. Ready to watch?
I have a question for you before we watch. In the Universal Monsters band that you saw as a child, what instrument was Frankenstein playing?
I think I'm wrong. I'll bet I'm wrong. I remember he had like a sweatband on his head because it was like an 80s rocker. I think he was playing guitar or bass.
Nice.
I could be wrong. It's on our YouTube channel, Kate. You can watch the performance. I have my dad's home movie on the Not-Stalgia YouTube page.
I will not.
It's Beetlejuice's Boneyard Rock and Roll Review. REVUE. Right? That was the show. All right. You ready? At Universal Studios, Florida.
Are we getting paid for that?
I wish.
It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Oh, in the name of God. Now I know what it feels like to be God. Oh.
So, like, if he had asked God, would it be better? If you, like, stitch the corpse together?
What did Prometheus do?
Prometheus stole fire from the gods and then was condemned to have his liver pecked out every day at the top of a mountain by an eagle.
So the Doctor is the modern, is that what they call it, the modern Prometheus?
The modern Prometheus.
Is the modern Prometheus because he's creating life, something quote unquote only God should do. Okay.
I love the music already.
Yeah, it's very overwrought. Remember how little bit...
There was no music in
Dracula, yeah.
It was just like watching like footage from a convenience store security camera.
I guess I'm showing my ignorance. I don't know if like that was common for there to be less music in movies at this time. Talkies are new. Maybe they're
man, from the novel by Mrs. Percy B. Shelley. Kill me. Oh, I'm so mad.
Wow.
Come on. She has a name, and she was a better writer than him. She won the contest between her and her thruple. Ugh!
Wow.
I'm so angry. I'm already angry.
At least the adapted from the play by Peggy Webling. She gets to be Peggy Webling.
Jesus Christ. The monster is played by no one.
Whoa. They have a question mark. Man, that sucks for Boris Karloff.
Yeah,
His
Boris
star
Karloff's
turn.
he's been breaking rocks for like 15 years in Hollywood, and then finally his forehead that you could land a plane on gets him cast in a film, and now he is not credited.
Literally, they have the whole cast in the intro credits, and yeah, a question mark for where Boris
All right.
Karloff's name should be.
So here we are on a soundstage as a corpse is being buried in the ground. And it's very clearly a soundstage. That priest might be a matte painting. I can't tell. Everyone's looking down into the grave. That one cardinal has a cute little headband yarmulke on. Who's looking over here? All right, so I can see what they were going for with Dr. Frankenstein. He's got a little bit of a Bela Lugosi look. Again, could be my own great-grandfather. Unclear. Honestly, by we, I mean my ancestors, and potentially I, could have starred in several Universal monster movies. I could have been a great, Bride of Frankenstein. I got dark eyebrows, a lot of body hair.
You're short, though. I feel like the Bride of Frankenstein, that's the only thing going against you.
Why couldn't the Bride of Frankenstein be petite?
Ask Universal, circa 1932.
I guess I could be like the child of Frankenstein.
Yeah, well, there's the son of
know?
Frankenstein. I don't think they made a movie called The Daughter of Frankenstein, but there's The Daughter of Dracula.
Well, that is just sexist. I could be like the wolf cub. The baby wolf.
You do have Eddie Munster energy.
I look like Eddie Munster. He's a lovable werewolf baby, though.
Halloween's coming
know?
up quick, Kate.
Oh, God.
You could be a little Eddie Munster in a little suit.
All right, so this man has buried the body and is now lighting his pipe with a strike anywhere match.
Did he just light the match off of the brim of his hat?
I think he lit it on his zipper.
Wow.
Nope, gotta put my pickaxe over my shoulder and I'm walking away.
Igor's not the same guy who played Renfield, is he?
I don't know.
got-
They just have another crazed-looking man.
Yeah, same energy.
I mean, every Frankenstein's gotta have an Igor, right?
Is that...
Are you my Igor? You prepare the podcast. You prepare the notes. I show up and throw the switch.
Wow. I was going to try to argue that you were my Igor, but you've defeated that argument before I could even try to make it.
What's
You're-
your
you're
argument?
right.
What makes you think that I'm your Igor?
There's none. Do you think that statue back there at that one gravesite is an actual thing that would be in a cemetery, or
That's
just
what
for
I
this
would
movie?
want as my
It's
tombstone.
really scary. There's like a cloaked skeleton holding a sword.
It's a thing. Wow, they're really wrestling with this coffin.
Oh, this corpse. He's just resting.
He was sleeping.
I feel like there's plenty more actual sacrilegious things going on here that we could be mad about, like just digging up the body. I don't know.
They're really huffing it and puffing it up this hill, which I like. There's just a lot of
Is there a body crucified over here?
It's just like a hanged man.
Oh, this is like maybe an execution.
Yeah. There's a man who has been hung? I can't remember.
I believe they're both correct. Haven't you ever seen that Conan clip
No.
with Jennifer Garner?
No.
Oh, it's great.
So they're going to cut him down from this gibbet? I don't know how to pronounce anything.
Gallows?
Gallows. You can also call it a gibbet.
I never heard that word. You just taught me something. Wow. That really got a laugh out of you when that body that Igor cut down just plummeted to the ground.
Thudded to the ground. No. So they can't use the hanged man's brain because his neck was broken for some reason.
Well, from hanging, right?
Yeah, but they can't there's some reason they can't use his brain. All right, they're
dubiously scientific reason.
Now they're going to Goldstadt Medical College.
Hello, how much for your brains? Come on, that's Van Helsing, isn't it?
Uh-oh. Oh, no. At the medical college, they are lecturing about the normal brain versus the criminal brain. So, phrenology, eugenics,
I don't like it.
racially based bias.
Is this to set us up for a hilarious mix-up where they accidentally get the criminal brain? Is that the idea?
The abnormal brain.
This is like a Three Stooges level. I think that was Van Helsing.
I think you're Van Helsing.
Hey. I guess, you know what? I spoke too soon. There is a 1994 Frankenstein with Robert De Niro and Kenneth Branagh.
Weird.
And, of course, Young Frankenstein with Gene Wilder.
Is Robert De Niro Frankenstein's monster? That's what would Frankenstein's monster sound like if it was Robert De Niro? Hey! Uh-oh, he was spooked by this scary skeleton.
Igor really is in the wrong line of work.
This is very clearly labeled. It says normal brain in huge letters. Oh, God.
There's Robert De Niro.
Oh, no, he dropped it. All right. It literally is like a hello, my name is sticker, a very large label. And it's just written very clearly in block letters, normal brain, abnormal brain. But Igor got a little spooked by something and dropped the normal brain and has taken the abnormal brain back to Dr. Frankenstein. Whoa, look at that picture. What a smoke show.
Oh, yeah. The doctor's got a nice portrait.
Whoa.
Who are all these people?
Unclear. All right, we got Victor Moritz, Elizabeth.
All right, I'd just like to point out, it's not Igor. He's credited as Fritz, but that is the guy who played Renfield.
Oh, good for you.
The professor is Van Helsing. How weird.
They didn't have a lot of spooky people.
Yeah, they were going to have Bela Lugosi. Like, it was just going to be
just a reunion.
It is kind of just like an old theatrical, or like it feels like a theater troupe. Like, they're going to play different roles in the new thing.
Now we've cut to a scene with Dr. Frankenstein's
fiance,
but he's disappeared and left the fiance. And now he's sending her wild letters that say like, my experiments, I must be by myself. Do not bother me. I'm here with my assistant.
I'm confused about this Fritz Igor thing.
Yeah.
Where's the name Igor come from?
That's me. I just want to be by myself. Is Dr. Frankenstein conducting illicit humanoid experiments, or does he just want to be by himself? So he's left the university where he was doing research. It's not good. This is like a check on your friends. You gotta check on your friends. Send them a text. Write them a letter.
Yeah, if they send you letters that they are creating life from corpses, might be time to check on your friend. This guy's got real Joe Pa energy. Didn't report it to the authorities. Yeah. Listen, our university football program is very important.
It's not so good.
That was easy. I can't go. Oh, but please. All right, I'll go.
Okay.
I think the professor just wanted to, take a trip to a scary castle. Yeah, where are they?
They're in a watchtower at the top of the town in a spooky castle.
Is it just abandoned?
It's unclear.
He has set up tons of equipment here.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of squatting. All right, so Igor's name is really Fritz, which is interesting. And now we're in a storm, and they're hooking up some kind of lightning rod situation. The thunder in this is really gratuitous. Like, there's so much thunder. You can't hear what they're saying. This man has, like, a transatlantic accent, but it just feels a little off for some reason, doesn't it?
All right, so Igor is a different character who's going to be introduced in later crummy sequels.
Oh, wow.
Played by Bela Lugosi.
Bela. Good call on Fritz Renfield.
He just had that crazed look in his eyes in the opening shot. And my research was inadequate, obviously, or else I would have known that. I mean, it must have been pretty cool to see this for the first time because you don't know what this thing's going to look like.
Yeah.
It's so different because it's such a cultural icon, the image of this that we know. But we're like, you're getting teased about it a lot.
Yeah.
You just see the hair, his face is wrapped, his body's under blankets.
And it's like, okay, there's a brain of a dead man in a body that Dr. Frankenstein has put together with his hands.
Yeah. And we know the brain is the
abnormal brain.
Quote unquote, and they don't.
Well, and it's also this element, I feel like in Mary Shelley's book, like electricity is pretty new.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's use this absolutely wacky thing that we've harnessed from nature to create life, Because like right now, electricity can only kill, We don't have defibrillators. We don't have anything like this.
I just love this. He's like ready to do it, and there's a knock on the door. Oh no, what's that?
We got people knocking on the door, right? Like, all right, we're here to intervene. We're concerned about our friend and colleague and brother and fiance. And Fritz is like, this is not the time. He's gonna fix his sock. What a weird moment.
That was weird that he's about to go up the stairs, Fritz, and they stopped to have him fix his sock.
Maybe that was his choice. So he's let in his fiance and friends and thesis advisor. And he's like, Elizabeth, won't you go away? Go away.
Leave me alone.
Dr. Frankenstein's kind of giving me, face-wise, Robert Downey Jr. vibes. Here's my question. How did he pick what body parts would go where? So he's like stitched together.
I think the practical answer is, this body's got a gunshot wound here, so we'll discard that part.
Maybe.
We'll keep the good parts. But the more fun answer is like, these arms are lovely.
That's where I'm going.
It's like the, what was the thing from Chippendales? The what was it called?
Oh, God, what was it?
The Frankenhunk or something.
Oh, no.
Frankenstein's Manster. What was it called?
Oh, Hunkenstein.
Hunkenstein. It wasn't called the Frankenstein's Manster.
You know what I'm more interested in? Frankenstein's hamster.
So the good doctor here just
Wow, the
mentioned...
feet are enormous.
Oh, yeah, wow.
All right, so they've uncovered the feet, and for some reason the feet are just huge
It
and
looks
square.
like what Herman Munster's shoe looks like.
I can't stop laughing about it.
I feel like the doctor glossed over the fact that he said he's been doing this with dead animals. Are there a bunch of, like, Frankenstein animals running
Franken
around?
dogs, Franken hamster, Franken pig.
We don't see any, but
Franken llama.
Frankenstein's hamster. Here we go.
All right, so they've hoisted the body, the Franken body, up to the top of the watchtower to get struck by lightning, I guess?
I guess so.
Really a long scene. It's like gratuitous.
Wow, and he had to wait for this lightning storm.
Yeah.
And what was weather forecasting like in the 1818s?
There's just an old man squinting at the sky and going, gonna be a storm today.
And he was right 80% of the time.
Yeah.
My toe hurts. Means the wind will be 35 miles per hour.
I don't know. He still looks pretty dead.
Oh, yeah? What do you call those
Uh-oh.
little fingers moving?
I just wonder about like the special effects makeup at this time, right? Because there's Frankenstein's monster is covered in scars, like presumably from where he's been sewn together. But like, was this prosthetic makeup safe, comfortable?
They didn't just cut you, right, and make the scars?
I'm just saying, like, was it made of asbestos?
By now, I don't know what it was made of, but they did start to have departments doing this. We're going to talk in a couple weeks about earlier than this special effects makeup and Lon Chaney. He was just doing it himself. Like, there was no...
Oh no. Now I know what it feels like to be God. There
And
it was.
just the,
yeah.
it's alive, iconic delivery. Is the Baron his father? This is Baron Frankenstein.
I don't know. I do think that Frankenstein's working through some of his daddy issues through this monster, you know?
Who is the other man?
His friend, the third member of their throuple.
It's based on Mrs. Percy Shelley's real life. Here's the Burgermeister. Man, when I think of Frankenstein, I don't think of old men with titles arguing.
No.
Smoking an absolutely ridiculous pipe. Look how long that pipe is. Baron Frankenstein smoking. All right, so I didn't realize, you know, this is his fiance, but I didn't realize, like, they have a wedding date set that he is not showing up for. What?
The dad is unaware of these wild experiments that Dr. Frankenstein has been doing and is thinking that maybe he is putting off the wedding because he's cheating on his fiance.
Good thing he didn't make the bride of Frankenstein, then that would look like that's the case.
Dang.
Also, didn't the fiance and their friend see the monster come to life? Why are they, like, so calm?
I think they are keeping it under their hat, you know?
I don't think I can keep
protect
that a
him.
secret. We still have not seen the monster without bandages on. They're really keeping it from us.
For some reason, they've kept him in complete darkness, Frankenstein's monster. I guess maybe not to shock his system or
Is that it?
something.
Like, for his
well,
eyeballs?
truly, it's for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
So Frankenstein's monster is shuffled into the room backwards for some reason. He's like moonwalking into the room.
He doesn't know how to walk forward
All right,
yet.
Here we go. Boris Karloff revealed.
Yeah, dude.
He just kind of looks like a sad guy at a party in the corner, you know?
Yeah.
So Boris Karloff, fresh off of breaking rocks the night before, I can only assume. He's here. We can see him. He's walking very slowly. It would be pretty wacky to see like a reanimated man. He's very veiny.
Oh, he's really reaching for the light.
Yeah, he wants to be in the light.
Oh, man. Is this movie going to make us cry, do you think?
I don't think so.
All right. Don't underestimate Boris Karloff. Future narrator of the Grinch cartoon in the 60s.
It's a lot of miming. That's nice. You think that's all his forehead? You think that's all natural? Fritz is really freaking out, man. There's a lot of play with this fire torch right
Yeah.
now. Yeah. Very clearly almost burning that old man. Oh my god, they just punched the monster in the back of the head.
Why?
Why would they punch him like that?
I don't know. Fritz really... Maybe Fritz is jealous because now the doctor's obsessed with the monster. Frankenstein's having a little meltdown. I'm sorry. Frankenstein's monster is having a little meltdown. Wow, Fritz is mad with power.
Yeah, he's
whipping
it.
Why does Frankenstein's monster have the strength of 10 men? It doesn't make any sense. Why would it be super strong? They literally just said that it's as strong as 10 men. There's no reason it would be.
Maybe he was like juiced up from the electricity?
I've been giving him anabolic steroids every day.
They're just giving him protein powder.
He's on creatine supplements. I have a discount code if you buy from me.
Oh, be sure to use the code Frankenstein20 at checkout. Whoa. There's a lot of like torture, I feel like, that's happening to Frankenstein's monster, right? And honestly, like Boris Karloff is actually giving me a lot of pathos here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
he's
he's
doing a
giving
good
me a
job.
lot of good face. You know, I can tell he's in pain.
I'm starting to understand why, as much as I liked to be a pedantic, movie-liking teenager and correct people about the Frankenstein's monster thing, it's really annoying to say Frankenstein's monster over and over again.
Yeah, kind of.
I can see why it's become shortened. I don't think the public is ignorant. I think it's just for the sake of not saying like 13 syllables.
They're really not treating this animated corpse that nicely. So he's killed Fritz. Fritz is just spent.
Oh, wait, Fritz is dead?
Yeah, he like strung him up
Whoops.
in the cell.
So that's where there has to be an Igor, I guess. Fritz is gone.
Yeah.
All right, so the monster, who is perfectly content to sit in his chair and look at the skylight.
Yeah, he was fine.
He became enraged because Fritz tried to burn him with a torch, and now he's locked in the basement. They got the blue needle that they give to put down pets. I'm sure this will go great.
Yep, they're not gonna bungle this. No one here is wearing fireproof clothing either. I feel like there's a lot of struggling to like who's gonna hold the torch, because like Frankenstein wants it to presumably put it out.
And you think the actors are not safe?
No one in this movie is safe.
Frankenstein's down. Is the professor moving?
He's fine. He's a bit dazed.
All right, good. He's alive. I thought the doctor was dead for sure for a minute there. Frankenstein's monster choked him out pretty good.
The professor is not helping at all.
They're like dragging the body. He's pretending to help. He's like, I'll hold the middle. Hands are just hovering. What does Robert De Niro's Frankenstein sound like?
Ew. Oh. Oh.
Kenneth Branagh directed that movie and is the doctor in it. Is the Baron supposed to be the comic relief?
I can't tell.
I just keep... maybe because they were made around the same time and have like the same kind of look to them with the film stocks, but this just keeps reminding me of the Three Stooges in the weirdest ways.
Right?
Yeah. It's like the Baron Frankenstein, the doctor's dad, is like the classic like futzy rich guy that they would like throw pies at the end of a Three Stooges. He's like, I can't believe my son lived in this drafty watchtower.
No banisters on the stairs.
Oh, it's the best thing medicine can do. A brandy to wake him up.
It's the best medicine money can buy.
This is a rocks glass, not a snifter.
Dr. Frankenstein has collapsed from exhaustion, and his dad's like, I will take you home. Daddy will take care of you. And he's drinking brandy out of a baby bottle now. And now Dr. Waldman is going to destroy Frankenstein's monster, who I assume is just sedated. It's unclear.
I think he's supposed to be dead, right? They got him with the needle in the back.
Yeah, but is it...
Oh boy, we're supposed to be able to read this cursive. Note increased resistance, necessitating stronger and more frequent injections. You're right, he's just sedated. Here he is, his eyes are fluttering open. So I think they planned to kill him with that needle, but it obviously didn't work because he's got the strength of 10 men for some reason. And here we go. They just keep injecting him off screen, theoretically. Keep him knocked out.
Boris Karloff's brow ridge looks like it's made out of model magic. Oh, he got him in the neck choke.
Ooh, the back neck choke.
All right, so Frankenstein's monster has awoken and is now going to give Dr. Wildman a little bit of a choke.
I think it's a lot of bit of a choke, kid. I believe he choked him to death. Now
This
he's
is
just
me walking downstairs every day getting ready for work.
casually walking downstairs, yeah. He doesn't like the torture room. He won't even go in there. Wow.
Yeah.
Poor guy. He's been classically conditioned. Yep.
All right, he's escaped the watchtower. Oh, look, there's Dr. Frankenstein resting comfortably on his patio
Look at his two beautiful dogs, though.
with his two beautiful dogs. His fiance's kneeling beside him,
lighting his, like, cigarettes for him.
looking at him adoringly.
He is living the life, huh?
He really is.
This is what it looks like when we record, right?
Yes.
You're on the ground with your microphone lighting my cigarettes. If you found out I was unethically digging up bodies and trying to reanimate them, would you still want to marry me?
No,
She seems game.
absolutely not.
She's like up for it, man. Here we are. Is this it? Is this their wedding? We're indentured.
You may have one sip of champagne and then you will go scrub the floors and toilets. Do we have toilets? If so, scrub them. If not, go invent a toilet.
I wish my son would invent indoor plumbing instead of strike corpses with lightning.
All right, the whole town's turned out for this wedding because presumably there's nothing else to do. It's very Bavarian?
Yeah.
Everyone inside the house is not Bavarian at all.
Wearing 1930s finest, and
Yeah.
everyone outside is in lederhosen.
What was the Lederhosen budget for this movie? Right? Everyone in the town is super Bavarian.
Oh, here's the little girl.
Oh, yes.
What do you think of this child actor?
Ugh, terrible.
1930s child actor. Bye, Daddy.
All right, so we have a 1930s child actor, adorable face, really cute kid, but in the way of all 1930s child actors, is like, goodbye, daddy.
It's like insufferable.
Oh, here's Frankenstein just bumbling his way through these reeds. And Frankenstein has come upon this little girl hanging out with her kitty cat.
All right, she's picking flowers by the water. Did the cat just jump away? Did you see
she
that?
just threw the cat away. Of course, Frankenstein doesn't know how to react when he's shown an ounce of human kindness. He has never been shown kindness by anyone since being reanimated.
Look, he's smiling.
This kid's so desperate for a playmate that she would play with this grown reanimated corpse.
It's the innocence of youth.
All right, so Frankenstein's just having a nice day by the lake.
He's having a
with
play
this little
date.
girl. They're throwing their flowers into the water. He's very excited about it. Oh my god, he's just gonna yeet her into the... Oh my god!
Yep.
He really threw that little girl in the lake.
Yeah.
And then he ran away.
He's looking for help. He doesn't know what to do. He tried to go in, but he knows he can't swim.
Yeah. And she like really sunk to the bottom. It was very shallow. I think Maria could have just stood up. I don't want to victim blame here,
Whoa.
but maybe she hit the water and passed out, you know?
Yeah, I know. He only threw her like 2 feet offshore. But
now we got
still.
all these Bavarian men slapping their thighs.
Yeah, we just keep cutting back to the village. This crazy celebration with like hundreds of people.
And none of the cast that we know.
No.
We got some horns tooting.
Well, it's like, the Baron's son got married.
Yeah.
The whole town, I guess, would have a celebration.
Yeah, sure. Flutes fluting. All right, so Elizabeth has arrived, and she is just all gauze, dressed in her bridal finery.
Wow, look at the train. He's like trampling over the train,
Yeah.
trying to get past her because it is so long. It's like 12
And
feet.
again, all these women inside the house are wearing like 1930s fashion. Nothing Bavarian about them.
So Dr. Wildman was supposed to be at this wedding.
Yeah.
He was supposed to finish cutting up the monster and then take a shower and come to the wedding the same day before he got choked to death.
All right, so Elizabeth is like, something weird is happening. This is not good. I feel very uneasy. And like generations of men before him, Dr. Frankenstein is like, just sit down. You're fine. Everything's fine.
Unless my monster comes and murders me. But what are the odds of that?
He just fully locked his wife in the room.
Huh.
He just locked her in her bedroom.
Wow.
Locked her from the outside.
That's not good.
Now they hear a low growl, and maybe Frankenstein's monster is in the house. It's unclear.
No, but somebody's growling.
Yeah, why would you go upstairs? Why would he be upstairs? All right, so Frankenstein's monster has climbed into Elizabeth's bedroom, where she is in her wedding finery.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Somehow he's quiet, even though we've only seen him bumble around. He snuck in.
Probably shouldn't have locked her in.
Oh, no.
He really got her good. All right, so this grief-stricken man is walking through the streets carrying his dead child.
Oh, it says it was filmed on the Little Europe backlot. Huh. So what did the monster do to Elizabeth?
I think he just jumbled her around a little bit. And then they're like, oh, the wedding will only be postponed a day at most. Elizabeth has severe PTSD. All right, so we've got some real torches and pitchforks going on here. Dogs are really dogging. I feel like some of this B-roll of the angry villagers is really funny. They're just like all rabbling.
It's excessive. There's a lot. I want to see the monster.
It was a very well-organized
Mob. Angry mob.
He's really loud. He's really up there. Mr. Softy's in this room with us.
I wish.
I smelled the microphone ball and it doesn't smell good.
Ooh, here he is. Who's that? Is that a man that the monster got?
Yeah.
They didn't even show it. Uh-oh, he's not afraid of fire anymore.
Again, a lot of like open flames that are like the ground is on fire.
Yeah, the doctor just like got caught up on that fire a little bit.
This guy did not ask to be born, you know? Of all the times you could say that. Look, he just wants to go hang out in this windmill by himself. Do not bother me.
The monster should be allowed to experiment on the doctor. It's fair play. Turn around. I don't know. This windmill looks pretty flammable. Uh-oh, the monsters got distracted by how windmills work. What do these townspeople think? Do they know that this is an undead monster?
I think they just think it's a big man.
Big murderer?
Yeah.
Huh.
And surely Dr. Frankenstein is not going to own up to it.
Actually, I made him. Whoa! Oh!
All right, so they've thrown...
Whoa!
It's just a spaghetti body.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a dummy, but still.
They threw a dummy off the top of the windmill.
Wow, the monster threw the doctor.
Yeah.
He hit a windmill blade and then slid off it. Now he's on the ground. No way he could have survived that. Is he dead? He's just sleeping? What is going on? Oh, and they're going to burn the windmill. Sorry, buddy. Not one of these 60 villagers is going to say, maybe we should look at the charred remains of the body.
All right, so Boris Karloff got to scream a lot.
Yeah, as the windmill burns around
Didn't really
him.
get to say one word, though.
He said, what'd he say to the little girl?
I feel like these are Boris Karloff's real screams because there's like no safety precautions that are happening
As they
on the
burn
lot,
set.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know how they did this, but it
they're
probably
like,
wasn't good.
Boris, put on those asbestos pants we made. Go ahead, you'll be fine. Surely your prosthetic makeup isn't flammable. Surely your forehead ridge isn't made of balled up celluloid. They've burned him.
Presumably. The last we saw of the monster before the scene ended was he was pinned under a fallen rafter with fire going everywhere around him. Oh, did the wedding go off without a hitch? Let's see.
I swear to God.
These endings are so weird.
The ends are so strange.
the end.
So abrupt.
It's a universal picture. What?
What?
It just says that on screen. Oh my God.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, look, the monster, Boris Karloff.
Thank God.
A good cast is worth repeating, it says at the top of the cast list.
You stay here, Maria. I'll just take a look at my traps. Then we'll go to the village and have a grand time, huh?
It won't be long, Daddy.
Oh, no. Franz goes by, tell him I'll be back soon,
Daddy, won't you stay and play with me a little while?
I'm too busy, darling. You stay and play with the kitty, huh?
Bye, Daddy.
Goodbye. Be a good girl now.
That was a pretty weird way to end.
So weird.
There's just no closure. They end it with, you don't know, you presume the monster burned, but we don't know. And the doctor seems to be recovering, but
He's resting on his bed.
But the Baron is like, I will drink the wine. My son doesn't need it. Here's to my son. And then he cheers with his, like, gaggle.
No, he's cheersing to himself.
Yeah.
A son of the House of Frankenstein. He's cheersing to himself.
Oh, I didn't get it.
And then he said at the wedding, he was like, and cheers to young Frankenstein also.
Oh.
A weird movie, guys. Really weird.
That's a weird way to go. They just don't seem to... These are like SNL sketches. They don't know how to end. Did Boris Karloff make you cry?
No. He grunted a lot. He was good at
He
grunting.
was. They didn't give him a whole heck of a lot to
no.
do. I'd understand why Bela Lugosi was like, what?
Yeah, it was...
I'm not doing that.
There were a few moments where he gave us good face, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like tortured, like I didn't ask to be made. What am I?
Yeah.
He was communicating a lot with his eyes, but other times he was just a man with big shoulders.
And I feel like
Wearing asbestos pants, hopefully.
Kind of like they famously always say about Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs. Like, I feel like the monster doesn't get a ton of screen time here. So, Dracula or Frankenstein so far? What do you think?
Ooh. Both endings sucked.
Super weird.
I'm gonna go Dracula. Here's the reasons I'm gonna go Dracula. Renfield chewing the scenery. Mm-hmm. I feel like the cinematography of Dracula was better. I just feel like the lighting was really cool. Mm-hmm. I liked seeing the creepy brides of Dracula. The story seemed to make a little bit more coherent sense, but not much more.
Yeah. And then I just feel like, I don't know, again, maybe it's my modern sense of my attention span being ruined, but I feel like not a lot happened in this movie. I know it was only an hour and 10 minutes, but it's like he made him, he left, it was his wedding day. Frankenstein did a few things during the wedding day, and then they had the big showdown, and that was it.
That was it.
All right, well, Frankenstein, there it is. I'm glad we watched it. I mean, I feel like we're doing our duty as members of society to kind of consume and view these, pieces of the horror canon. I'm enjoying it.
Me too.
Are you? All right. Tune in next week. I think it's Boris Karloff again in another iconic horror role.
Wolfman.
No.
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing is not... Are you thinking of Gilman?
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
No.
Bride of Frankenstein.
And Boris Karloff as the Bride of Frankenstein.
What other ones are there?
All right.
The Invisible Man.
Tune in next week to find out. You did not guess it.
The Mummy.
Maybe. A movie that I'm sure is very sensitive of
To Egyptian culture.
When this dead hand moves, the monster created by a man they called Mad is turned loose to strike terror into the hearts of men. To shock women into uncontrolled hysteria.
Elizabeth!
To prey upon the innocence of children. This is the story you've heard about, talked about. The spine-tingling, blood-chilling story that stuns your emotions. Frankenstein.
Don't touch that!